Yes, we're live. Oh, sorry about that. I was a minute late because I was trying to type out a pinned message for our prediction section. Yes, this is F1 Live. This is the main event. It's the Canadian Grand Prix 2026 race. And we have the best watch along on the internet. It's going to be very exciting. Of course, we've got all the data you could possibly want. Of course, we've got a mini track. Of course, we've got drivers, the gap between the drivers, the best lap, the last lap, the sector times, what gear they're in, what revs the engines are pulling. We've got the radio transcript, we've got the radio messages, we've got the race control messages. We've literally got everything. We've got the drivers' track limits. We know what's going on even quicker than Sky Sports do. I tell you, we've got all the data and we'll be using all of it today. But as always, we will be playing some games. Some of my favourite games. I love doing this. We're going to do the prediction game again. We're going to predict. Today, we're going to do a few things. You get to predict the fastest lap of the race. You get to always, as always, who's next to put their car in the wall. And how many safety cars we're going to have. And do I see umbrellas in Canada? I think I do. I think it's going to be, I think the weather's going to play a part today. But I need to say hello to all of our chats. Who's in there? Chef's in there. Gemma, Queen of the Chat. Semma's in there. Hey, Semma. Nice to see you, buddy. Drop Tune. Tuts on Classics. Chef's in there. Oh, God, you've all been chatting for a while. Harry Brown's in there. How's it's in? Make sure I've not missed anybody. Mansheer's in as well. Good to have you all with us. For Me Scott's in the house. The Game Cat's in the house. Very good. Very good. Motor 659. Tonya. Tonya Swan. I nearly called you Tony again. It's because my name's Tony. So I sort of read it. Tony A. Swan. Tonya Swan. How you doing, Tonya? Nice to have you with us. Yes. Harsh It Kumar. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Oh, it's going to be good. I'm excited for this one because when it's wet, you know what? All bets are off. You know, Hamilton was doing very well, wasn't he? In qualifying, looked really good. Fastest of both the Ferraris. He's on the third row. Could be a threat in the wet from there for sure. Verstappen right next to him. Another wet weather specialist, P6. Hadjar, P7. Oh, there's so much. In fact, let's just go through the grid. Stroll, starting from the pit lane. Bottas and Perez, the Cadillacs at the back there. Then we have Alonso, then Albon, then Ocon and Behrman in both the Haas's next to each other. Carlos Sainz, P15, not a great performance from the Williams, actually. We thought maybe the Williams may have been better in qualifying after their performance in Miami, but no, absolutely not. Still struggling. Audi's Bortoletto next, P13. Lawson had a bit of a horrible weekend so far, actually. His teammate, Arvid Lindblad, we'll be coming to him in just a moment. Then we have a Hulkenberg, the best of the Audis there in P11. Colapinto, carrying that form on from Miami, quicker than Gasly, getting through to Q3, which is just fantastic. Colapinto P10. Lindblad, let's talk about young Lindblad. Young blood Lindblad. He's been brilliant this weekend. Brilliant. Scored a point in the sprint race. Qualified P9, finished P8, and then took that form through to qualifying for the main event. And look at him, Q3, P9. Got to be in the conversation for driver of the weekend if he keeps this up. Has to be. And then we have got Charles Leclerc. Probably won't be very happy with P8 for him in the Ferrari. Hadjar, much, much better. Gold star for Hadjar. Big improvement from Miami. We all saw him a second a lap slower than Verstappen, but no, very, very close. Nothing between the two drivers. A piece of paper. Very good to see from the two Red Bulls. Hamilton, again, big improvement on his performance. Nice to see him, bringing the fight, being the fastest of both the Ferraris. It's good news for Hamilton. And he didn't use the simulator. He told you. He told you he had to get off that simulator. Proving a lot of people wrong, maybe. Well, we've still got the race to go. Then we have the two McLarens, Piastri and then Lando Norris. They're carrying their strong form through again from Miami. And then the two Mercedes. Ooh, did you watch the sprint race with me? I hope you did, because that was exciting between the two Mercedes drivers, wasn't it? Who was to blame? Well, I think it was just hard racing. I think Kimi Antonelli the over exuberance of youth, where he lost his head a little bit as George was closing the door on him. I think Toto Wolff has had a little word with him, tried to get him refocused, didn't like him saying what he was saying over the radio. He's like, Kimmy, we can talk about this when we get back in the garage. Because that's exactly how Toto talks. But he said, don't talk about it on the radio. And yeah, so Kimi, let's see what his mind's like. In qualifying, George got the better of him, but it was very, very close. So then George Russell, he's got a little smug smile on his face these days, hasn't he? But yes, that's it. Oh, Super Chat's in already. Brilliant. Let's have a look. The Game Cat, thank you. I ain't giving that F-wit Tim Cook and Apple TV a red cent. You have it, TC. F1 Grandstand forever. Ah, the Game Cat, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you want to get your Super Chats in, why would you do it? Well, obviously, Super Chats do support the channel and the show. That's the first thing. But it's also a way of you asking a question, supporting your favourite team or favourite driver, share an opinion, back your team, just join, just be part of the show. Because every Super Chat guaranteed to be read out live on air. So if you've got something burning and you want to grab my attention, because sometimes the live chats go so fast, I can't read everything. So Super Chats means guaranteed we read it out live on air. And thank you so much, GameCat. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, so we're very, very excited about this tonight. And of course, if you are watching right now, every single one of you, because it really helps the stream to do this at a very early stage, if you don't mind just hitting the little thumbs up button if you're enjoying it so far and you're excited for the race, because the more thumbs up we get on the stream early, it means YouTube does that wonderful thing of showing it more people that are outside of our current community. And hopefully we'll get more cool people in the community as well. So yeah, if you don't mind smashing a big thumbs up on it, that is very, 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 very helpful and much appreciated. Don't waste your time. Hit that subscribe button, and that way it opens up the live chat for you, and you can get involved in our predictions. There's a pinned message at the top of the chat. Give us your predictions and get involved in the chat. Thank you, whoever's moderating. Thank you so much. Yeah, we keep it clean from spam. We don't want any spam in the chat because our live chat is very important for our community, because we genuinely discuss things, we debate, we have pinned like questions and comments, and we play some games as we're going through it. And so honestly, it's not the place to spam. It's, it ruins it. I mean, obviously we've got moderators who remove it, but the main thing is that we want everybody to be connected to each other, connected to me, and basically be all on the same page, enjoying the race together and discussing what the topics are as they come up. So thank you very much. The Late Shift Sports Show. Yes, you're in, buddy. You're on the stream. Lovely. That's spam. Shut up, Semma. Grab a coffee. Yes, Brian. How's my boy doing in North London? BTM says that the group of bots been hitting all racing streams today. Yeah, I bet. Look, I don't know how YouTube can't stop it at source. How can it not just recognise it when somebody's just spamming the chat? Oh my gosh, I tell you, if you're in the UK right now, have you been enjoying the weather? Wow. It's honestly, it was like being in on holiday. Glorious. White t-shirt weather. Oh, the Late Shift Sports Show. It's a good question, this. Question for everyone. Does anyone miss single lap quali and the old F1 format? When we used to watch it, though, let's be honest, we'd have like an hour of qualifying, I think it was. It might even have been longer back in the day. And what would happen is, because of track evolution, I remember watching it, and it'd just be Murray Walker chatting bollocks for 55 minutes. And then the last 5 minutes would be bloody carnage. Everyone would come out for the last 5 minutes to put their qualifying laps in. So you'd end up with like 55 minutes of just Murray Walker trying to fill the airtime. And I love Murray Walker. I loved Murray Walker. So yeah, and that's not great for the fan. I tell you what I think would be good, and Carlos Sainz was suggesting this for the sprint races. I think have Q3 and Q2 as normal, but I quite like the idea of Q1 being one hot lap each. You know, hit it or miss it. Super pole. So the top 10 get one shot at their lap, and that's it. And have a super pole. And I think that would make for some very interesting grids, because it's very easy to mess it up on one lap, isn't it? You know, one lockup and that's it. Even if you've been quickest for that whole qualifying session in Q3 and you got one shot, it's, you know, the Super Bowl format, you get one shot and then you mess up that one lap, you lock up into the hairpin. You could be, you know, you could end up having a situation where you've got an Alpine on the front row. Yes, Garrett Williams. Hello from Vancouver. Let's race. Absolutely. Russ Palmer. I missed the 4-day race weekends. Oh, BTM says, I wish they still had quali engines and refuel. Jeff loves Murray Walker, RIP. It is the GOAT. If I could aspire to be like anybody, Murray Walker's enthusiasm was just contagious, wasn't it? Listening, his voice, commentating on the Formula One, he was genuine. He actually loved motor racing as well. MotoGP and the bikes, didn't he? And then he went from the bikes, and that's how he got his Formula One gig. And then he was just the voice of the sport. And for me, if I could aspire to be like anybody and to share that enthusiasm. The singing. Canadian national anthem performed by Gregory Charles and his choir. Nouveau. I want everyone to rate the choir 1 to 10. They did a good job. Did a good job. Singing along. Chef's giving him a 10. I think a 10? A 10? Does anybody deserve a 10? I'm going to give them the big finish. I think they get a solid 8.5. A solid 8.5. One of them was miming. Hooked on Classic says Sky F1 coverage is trash. All David Croft does is shout. Oh, Crofty. I like Martin Brundle, though. I used to love Nico Rosberg. Lando Norris looks pretty chilled. It is raining, though. The camera's getting wet. The rain's falling. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. McLaren are going to have to watch out for Hamilton and Verstappen here. Because I think Hamilton and Verstappen are both better drivers in the wet than Piastri and Norris. Antonelli, I don't know. How does he do in the wet? I'm not really sure, if I'm honest. We'll have to see. Mancheer says Bo Derek is the only 10. She was a 10, for sure. Probably get cancelled for saying stuff. I don't think you're allowed to say stuff like that anymore, right? Tonya, hopefully Nico Rosberg will be there for some European races. Is that true? Because I know he's doing all of the Apple coverage, isn't he? Or he's doing a show on Apple. But Nico Rosberg just doesn't give a... He will just ask anyone anything if he thinks it's a fair question. I really like him for that. Because I find a lot of the people on Sky Sports are a little vanilla. Because they're all scared of upsetting anybody and, you know... I wonder, Motor 659, I wonder how many will know she is. I know. We're talking many, what, 40 years ago. Lap one carnage, Richard. Exactly. A little bit of wet. Is Kimi going to get off the line? That's the question. Is Kimi Antonelli going to make it off the line? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, we got the colours today, Game Cat. Everything's working. Data is all good. You can see Piastri's got his engine revving right now. It's Carlos Sainz's engine's revving right now as well. Hamilton had a great drive until the last two laps, didn't he? In the sprint race. He was looking good for fourth. And then I think he just hit the wall. He touched the wall and then something happened. I don't know whether it was his tyres went off, but then he dropped. In the last lap, he lost fourth to Piastri and then fifth to Leclerc, finished sixth in the sprint race. But Hamilton was looking pretty solid. They're just showing the start of the sprint race, actually, showing how that Ferrari team to manage to have a lot more grip and his overtake on George Russell. That Ferrari looks very stable through the corners, actually. Plenty of grip, got more downforce because of its FTM. It's got more rear downforce. They're just down on power. Hamilton said it again yesterday. The only problem is with the Ferrari, it's just down on power. Yeah, Brian, bring on the rain, oh Canada. Seriously, the rain's going to change everything. It's going to be very exciting. So that's why I said, how many yellow flags do we think, how many safety cars do you think we're going to get today? I think more than one. Oh, great. So the late shift sports show said, how did I get into F1 and did you ever go racing growing up myself? I wanted to. So as a little boy, I wanted to race go-karts. Unfortunately, it was a little bit out of my family's budget. Couldn't afford to do it. It was expensive back then even. So what I did was I used to race RC cars, radio control cars. And I raced radio control cars to... And I raced it to quite a high level. I raced them nationally, and then I represented Great Britain in the Euros, which was awesome. So yeah, and you know, I was sponsored and etc. But yeah, I did. So that was the closest I got to motorsport was as a little boy was racing radio control cars at quite a serious level, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. So at that point, because you were racing RC cars, you obviously at a young age got into, because I was doing that from about 7 years old. And then because of that, you get into Formula One really early. And my granddad loved it. So yeah, me and my granddad. So even when I was even younger than that, I remember being 4 or 5 years old and watching the Grand Prix with my granddad. I think the first driver and that I really sort of remember, if you like, was probably because my granddad liked Nigel Mansell. So it was Nigel Mansell in the Williams with the Red 5. That was the season I remember as being like the first time I sort of watched every race. Ah. Garrick says it is indeed raining. Max will win if it is raining. There was a decent track in Bellevue, Manchester. So I've got another story, which is not okay. Let me tell you about Bellevue. My same granddad. Obviously, he's been dead a long time, but he meant the world to me. So I used to spend a lot of time with my granddad when I was a little boy. And he was a bit of a rogue, my granddad. And Bellevue is a dog track. There used to be a dog track in Manchester. And my granddad, and we used to go like, I'd go with him. I'd go with my granddad, like at 7 or 8 years old, to Bellevue dog track. In the week, and we'd be there till like 11 o'clock at night or whatever, whenever the racing finished. And I remember being there, and they're all smoking cigars. And it was when everyone's smoking inside, drinking or whatever. And because my granddad was so well known at the dog track, he used to send me to the bookies. And it wasn't just him and his friends. And I'd be putting the bets on for them at like 8 years old, like a little runner, putting the bets on and bringing the slips back. Because everyone goes, oh, that's Jack's grandson. Yeah, and everyone knew who I was. And even funnier, I used to go to the shop and buy him cigars as well, and they'd sell me cigars. But we used to go to the Bellevue dog track. Yeah, when I should have been in bed because I had school the next day. But my granddad was a lovable rogue. Funny. Just reminded me of it. Chef said Hamilton's dad took him out to race RC cars when his parents got divorced, and it took off from there. I mean, I wanted to. I remember when I got a little older, when I got to sort of when I learned to drive at 17, I've done. You know, I always wanted to be a racing car driver. It's so expensive. I remember once pricing up. They used to have an MX-5 series, and that at the time was one of the cheapest forms of racing. And I think it was working out about £15,000 a year. But 15 grand back then a year was like still unaffordable. But I was trying to get. Well, I would have loved to have done it. So I've done some single seater, red letter days. I did some rally driving. So I've done rally driving at Silverstone. I've done some single seater stuff at Brands Hatch. Yeah, it's good. A lot of fun. I'd love to though. Look, if we ever make tons of money, trust me, we're going racing of some description. And wouldn't that be cool? Even if we're racing, I don't care what it is. I'll race washing machines if I can drive it. And then, and all whole F1 Grandstand community could just come. We could have a party. It'd be brilliant. Yeah, game cat. He's mobbed up. They were gentlemen. I'm telling you, there was funny times. I tell you, my granddad with his cigars and all his friends having the cigars. And I'm not joking. It was the first time I ever saw a £50 note. And I remember one of his friends, and this was back how long? 80s. And late 80s, and it's the first time I'd seen a £50 note, and it was the old £50 note, so it was huge. And I remember like, what the hell's that? £50 note? Yeah, and they're all gambling. I've never seen a £50 note before. It's true. They'll help you. There you go. Love a track day. If you climb, Mr. TJ, if you climb Everest with a washing machine, please don't leave it behind. Exactly. No, you shouldn't be littering on Mount Everest. The game cat says I went to Haringey Dogs. Same scenario. Absolutely. You know what it's like. Yeah, because I sort of lived there. I lived with my granddad for like almost half the week. At least 2 or 3 days a week. The Late Shift Sports Show says I've never got to do shifter carts, but I did a road tax. I did a few years ago in the F1 200, and then had a few races in endurance. Awesome. 1996 Rabbit GTI, and then I realised I couldn't afford it. You just need so much money. Oh, Manchester said, so if you won the lottery, what F1 track would you build in your backyard? I mean, Silverstone's pretty sick. I mean, Silverstone's a pretty decent circuit, isn't it? Russ Palmer, 49 Formula Ford races for me. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Oh, for those everyone aware, someone did leave a washing machine on Everest. What? Oh, Spa's. Yeah, the Game Cat. Spa's one of my favourite circuits. The elevation change. I mean, you need a pretty big backyard, but the Nürburgring's pretty special. I would like to see the Nürburgring back on the F1 calendar. I think they have to do a lot of work on the circuit, but the Nürburgring, I mean, some brilliant races there. Brands Hatch. Good choice. I'm so excited for this though, guys. Honestly. This is it. So is everyone out on the inters? No. Softs. That's interesting. So Russell's on the soft, Antonelli's on the softs, Norris and Piastri out on the inters. Hamilton's decided to go out on the softs. Mixed bag. Mixed bag. I think the softs... That's interesting. Very different strategy. You got mediums in there with Lindblad and Colapinto. Wow. That's brave, isn't it? The mediums is a brave choice. I might think Colapinto's going to hit the wall. Gareth. I got nicked at 9 for running a go-kart in the park. Yeah, brilliant, Gareth. That's well worth the super chat because you reminded me. I got nicked on a Kawasaki crosser, a green Kawasaki bike. Yeah, I know. It was lenient on me though. I didn't even know how to ride a motorbike either. I just jumped on it. My friend of mine, it was his crosser, and he goes, "Oh, I just had a go," and got caught. I was about 12. For me, Scott said, I did Formula Ford for several years when I was living in Chicago. Oh, brilliant. Awesome. Right, Tonya says, do you think any of the big teams are going to hit the wall? Well, looking at this, it doesn't look wet enough for the inters right now. I think the softs is probably the right choice. So, I think the inters are the wrong choice right now. Top teams, maybe a McLaren. Okay, formation lap, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Get excited. I can't understand why the McLarens have chosen to go on the inters. Why didn't they just split it and at least hedge their bets? And why didn't Norris stay on the softs or Piastri stay on the softs? I think this is a mistake. Both McLarens on the inters. I think it's a mistake. But then again, I was just looking at the starting grid. Other parts of the track do look more wet and more damp. Could be wrong, but it's an interesting situation with this. The only thing about the inters is if it doesn't rain or it isn't too wet, you could run the inters one stop, chuck on the hards. So 50% chance of rain during the race. So most people will probably have to stop twice. But we heard this in Miami. We were promised wet weather. It was coming, lap 25, never saw it. And that meant that Max Verstappen was able to do an early one stop under a safety car when nobody else came into pit because they were convinced it was going to rain. And he benefited from that. Don't forget, get your predictions in. Yes, Mr. Jinx. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great race. Don't forget, there's a pinned comment at the top of the chat. Get your predictions in. Fastest lap of the race. Who you think's going to put it in the wall next? And how many safety cars do you think we're going to get during this race? Those are the predictions. Yeah, Russ Palmer says, try to stretch mediums to go to soft one stop. That's That has to be what Lindblad and Colapinto are thinking. Yeah, Max's chances have improved. Hamilton's chances have improved here as well. Brilliant in the wet. Yeah, Chef, it is a crazy spread. Someone's going to look like a genius or an idiot here. McLaren will either be genius or look daft by being on the inters. It's one or the other. They're lined up. Revs are up. We have lights. Full start. Extra formation lap. Kimi Antonelli jumped his start. I don't know if it's a start procedure, something went wrong, and now we've got a Racing Bulls stuck on the grid. This is supposed to not be possible. Lindblad. The MG UK is supposed to kick in. This is not supposed to be possible unless he has just stalled it. What a mess. What a mess. Building up the tension. Lindblad, after such a fantastic qualifier, he's stuck. He's stuck on the grid. A light fault, Geothermal Cat. 2 safety cars, Russ Palmer says. I think at least 2. Good night. Like, this is going to be great. I'm out of sync, Tonya. How far? Actually, I can slow the. Wait up, Tonya. I think I know what it is. Bear with me. Bear with me. Maybe Sky Sports must be a little bit quicker with their feed. So McLaren on the team radio saying they're going to have to go on to slicks. The intermediate choice, the wrong choice. They're trying to get the Racing Bulls in position. This is a mess. What a terrible start procedure. Track looks dry to me. What did I just say? McLaren's on the inters. Looks like a mistake to me. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Doing it again with the formation lap. Tyres have all dropped temperature. It would have been carnage to give another formation lap. Oh, God. The tension. I can't take it. Is it going to rain? Will it, won't it? Lindblad's just having a horrible start. Have they even fixed his car? They pushed him back to the pits, but is it even working? Oh, Lindblad, what a shame. Tonya says, yeah, camera's wet through. It is. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve provides. Exactly, Chef. Yeah, I can see all the water on the camera. I'm watching as well. Mystic Munger says, I'm sure Lewis is on the radio saying, everything's fine, let's go racing. Just like he was in Korea 2010. He was saying it in Spa as well. Him and Max were saying it last year in Spa when we got delayed by about, I don't know how many hours. Because I remember I was doing a live stream and this was right at the beginning of F1 Grandstand. And there's about 3 people chatting to me. And we were just chatting for about 2 hours waiting for the race to start because he kept on postponing it. So McLaren have admitted it. They've made a mistake. The intermediate tyre choice they believe now is the wrong tyre to be on at the start of this race. So I'm expecting Hamilton and Verstappen to pass the McLarens. This is great news for Hamilton. He'll be like, this is perfect. McLaren's made an error already. Pit stop window just got extended. Yeah, Reinhard, it's been a mess so far, but we are going to get away now. This could be carnage. Turn 1. This could be carnage. You do not want to miss it. Okay. Lights. Lights out! And they're away. Kimi Antonelli gets away cleanly. So does George Russell. The McLaren of Lando Norris. He's up to P1. Up 2 places. Hamilton is up into... Can he make it stick to move up into 3rd? He's into 4th. Lando Norris got on the intermediate somehow with an amazing start up to P1. Hamilton up to P4. The Mercedes, what happened there? Struggling off the line again. No incident so far. Lock up from Colapinto. Oh, it was Gasly. No contact. Everyone through cleanly. It's a clean start. Piastri down to 5th. Hamilton up to 4th. Norris up to P1 on the intermediates. Hell of a start for young Norris. Oh, that hairpin actually was Kimi Antonelli and Norris struggling with that one. Both took it a little wide. Max Verstappen all over the gearbox of Piastri, looking to put a move on, I think. He's got his slipstream. He's wheel to wheel now. He's taken the... Oh, no. Couldn't make it... Piastri, off! Into the pits. So, Verstappen up to P5. So, the McLaren of Piastri decided to pit straight away. And, oh, it's a great move from... I think that was Behrman. Got past Gasly. And Bortoletto. Oh, there's racing everywhere. And now you've got Bortoletto wheel to wheel with Gasly. And you've got Behrman. Oh, my gosh. Right in the midfield is crazy. Behrman and Hulkenberg. Bortoletto and Gasly. All fighting. Right, Antonelli. Leapfrogging George Russell. Remember, George Russell was pole. Antonelli up to P2. Norris P1. Russell from P1 down to P3. Hamilton all over his gearbox as well. Those 4 really pulling away a little bit now. 1.2 seconds between Hamilton and Verstappen. So Lando Norris into the pits. They realised they were on the wrong tyre. So that your new race order is Antonelli, Russell and Hamilton. George Russell's took the inside line on Antonelli. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was Antonelli defending. It looked as though Russell had actually got past, but it wasn't. It was just them dueling with each other. Fantastic racing from the guys in the Mercedes. So Verstappen on the hunt now for Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen has gained half a second. He was 1.2 seconds behind Hamilton, and now it's just 8 tenths. So Antonelli leading this race from George Russell. Are we going to see an epic battle between the Mercedes? Can Hamilton stay within touching distance? Hamilton, 5 tenths behind Russell at the moment. But looking good. How's Leclerc doing? Leclerc up to P5 as well. Good start from Leclerc. I mean, obviously, everyone's been helped by the fact that those McLaren drivers, both on the intermediate tyre, realising it was a wrong tyre, coming into pit, Piastri on lap 1 and then Lando on lap 3. Bottas and Stroll has been a racing incident. Bottas in the pits. Racing incident involving Lawson, Hulkenberg noted. Racing incident, Bottas, Stroll noted. Starting procedure infringement. Out of position at safety car line. Lando saying we could be going very long here. So Lando's out on the medium tyre, same as Piastri. The softs, you're going to be in the window 20 laps in. It will be a stretch, but in theory, you could go soft to hard with a one-stop strategy, providing there's no rain. BTM, Norris, he went into the pits. He had to change out the intermediates to put some slicks on. So he's gone onto the medium tyre. Piastri did the same thing. Hey, Damon. Don't count Sir Hamilton. Exactly. Hamilton's doing a decent job at the moment, running quite nicely, P3. It only takes the 2 Mercedes. Oh, Verstappen, though, is going to keep Hamilton honest. Verstappen, within a striking distance, really, of Hamilton, 6.5 tenths behind him. Verstappen's put the fastest lap of the racing so far. All of these guys at the front on the soft tyre. So we're expecting around lap 20, these guys will be coming in to stop. Verstappen goes wide at the hairpin. Lost a little bit of time there. And yes, if you are watching for the first time, welcome. This is F1 Grandstand. You are in the right place for all the action. If you want to get involved in some of our chat, do so. Subscribe to the channel. We've got, we're asking for a few predictions in the chat. We're asking what you think is going to be the fastest lap of the race, how many safety cars you think we're going to have, and also who's next to put their car in the wall. Tell us your predictions in the chat. See if you can get it right. Also, if you are enjoying the stream, it makes a big difference if you do put a big thumbs up on it. It's especially early on in the stream, because it really does tell YouTube to show it more people, and we can really help our community grow. So if you don't mind, if you are enjoying it and you're getting involved, thank you so much for doing that. Wicked start, though. Lando Norris, that was unbelievable. What a start. Not the same for Piastri, though, dropping back into P5. Sula says, what's happening to Charles? He's not had a great weekend, Leclerc. It's not really worked out for him too well. Obviously behind Hamilton in qualifying. He hasn't had any incidents at the start of this race. He's benefited from both McLaren's pitting, and that's put him up to P5, but he is still 2 seconds behind Verstappen. George Russell. Whoa! George Russell puts a move on Antonelli. Antonelli just absolutely overcooked it. Couldn't defend. Ended up off the track. Luckily, it was just a runoff area. Did cut the corner, but did he gain an advantage on Hamilton? See, that, I think, should always be considered. Let's see this again. George Russell. Kimi defends. Russell goes by. And then Kimi Antonelli just tucks in behind Russell, locks up, and then goes across the runoff area. Doesn't make the corner. I mean, he tucked right in behind Russell. Russell then was braking for the corner. Antonelli locked up, or he would have gone into the back of Russell. Obviously didn't make the corner. Straight across the runoff area. Missed the corner completely. His tyres are not going to thank him for that. Chef says Behrman next in the Wall of Champions. Albon for Wall Warrior, says BTM. Dealing with the effing bag of spammers. The game cat. Yeah, bag of spammers. Take it somewhere else. We don't need it. Kimi outbraked himself, Russ says. Absolutely. He did so well not to lose his front wing there. And to damage George's car as well. Now we've got the battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. Verstappen staying close enough to be a danger, that's for sure. Apparently Antonelli is not moaning about any flat spot. He has to have flat spotted at least one of those tyres. That lockup was insane. Fernando Alonso's in 12th place. We've got an Aston Martin in 12th. We better do a quick rundown, actually. What's been going on at the rest of the field? Russell, P1. Antonelli, P2. Verstappen's just put a move on Hamilton. Will it stick? Hamilton looking like he's trying to switch back. Verstappen closes the door. But Verstappen, it was a clean move. Hamilton, though, on the gearbox of Verstappen. It was a good move. Good move from Verstappen, that. Let's see how Hamilton responds. So, Verstappen, P3, Hamilton, P4, Leclerc, P5. Hadjar, running quite well. P6. Colapinto. Brilliant for him. Brilliant for him. Running P7. Lawson, up to P8. He qualified P12. Lindblad qualified. What did he qualify? P9. And now Lawson's up to P8 in the points. Good driving. It's good news for Lawson, that. Behrman, running that Haas P9. Gasly up in the points as well. That's 2 Alpines in the top 10. Great news for them if they can hold. Norris on the charge, though. P11. He's hunting down Gasly. Gasly is now his prey. Albon, P12. Piastri, P13. Alonso running P14. Ocon, P15. How is Ocon so far behind his teammate Behrman yet again? This is not a good look for Ocon. If Behrman can claw his way up from behind Ocon, I think, in the starting grid. And Behrman's now P9 and Ocon's running P15. Not good enough. Carlos Sainz, P16. Hulkenberg, P17. Stroll, 18. And Bortoleto, P19. And then the 2 Cadillacs at the back. Perez, 20. Bottas, 21. Yeah, Gareth, you've hit the nail on the head here. George has a point to prove to Kimi. I'm still here. And what did I say? I said in the preview show that Canada is such an important Grand Prix for George Russell and this championship. He has to react to the back-to-back-to-back wins from Kimi Antonelli. He has to. And this is his reaction. And I have to say, he's coming to Canada and he's showing his teeth. It's what he had to do. You're absolutely right, Gareth. It's what he had to do it, because if he'd have rolled over today, this weekend, and for Kimi to just dominate him, it would psychologically that would be very difficult to come back from. So the fact that Russell did what he did in the sprint race, the fact that he's qualified pole for the main race, and he dropped down to P3 and he's back up to P1. Kimi Antonelli's just done the fastest lap though. Vimesh says a max podium would be great. I think so. I think the Red Bull to be in a fight for the podium right now is exceptional. I have to look at where they were in Australia, where they were in Shanghai. They were nowhere. Nowhere. Japan. Nowhere. It's brilliant what Red Bull have done through that spring break. Hamilton seems to be losing a little bit of ground now to Verstappen. He's 8/10 behind him. He wants to be a little closer than that if he wants to make a move. Richard Lawton says Hamilton for first undercut. Well, yeah, it's definitely possible. Hamilton probably go for the one stop. I mean, the one stop has been king this season. And if it doesn't rain, the one stop might be the one here as well. So Norris carving his way through the field now. He's up into the top 10. He's 10th. Seems to be carving his way through the field a little bit more successfully than Oscar Piastri at the moment. But both McLaren drivers on the same tyre. Yeah, Norris is making short work. He's all over Gasly. He's going to pass Gasly. Oh, nearly went to the back of Gasly. I feel Gasly let him go. I feel like Gasly just let Lando Norris past him. No defend from Gasly. It's not really his race, though, is he? He's not really racing the McLarens, but he is racing the Haas and the Williams, which are just behind him. Gemma says it's like whack-a-mole here today. So Antonelli is, you know what? If he has got a flat spot on his tyre, it's not showing in his race pace. Oh, Antonelli going down the inside. He is, wow, Antonelli is racing. Wheel to wheel with George Russell. Oh my gosh. Antonelli, brave, didn't make a move stick, but he is racing. Yellow flag, first yellow flag. What has happened? Track hazard. Hulkenberg's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So we have a yellow flag. What is it? I'm not, no, I don't know why there's a yellow flag. Single waved yellows. They have slowed down now, though. Russell has slowed down. Piastri's down to P19. Think he may have lost the front wing. Did he touch the Williams? What's the race director? Who is directing this, Sky Sports? Show us the incident. What happened? Yeah, Reinhardt, you're right. Russell getting his elbows out, but that could have actually caused them both a bad day. Honestly, it was so close. Antonelli is putting his front wing in places where it's dangerous. Yeah, it could cost him his race. Yeah, Piastri's right at the back now. We've got the Mercedes right up behind him, coming up to lap him. Yeah, finally seeing it. Piastri into the back of Alexander Albon. Lost his front wing, caused damage. Obviously had to pit. They fixed his car, but now he's down P19. And lapped by Russell and Antonelli. Richard Lawton said corner worker dropped the beer. Yeah, Albon out. That was BTM's wall prediction. Yeah. We've not had anyone in the wall just yet, and we're on lap 15 of 68. Verstappen 8/10 quick ahead of Hamilton at the moment. Leclerc is 5.5 seconds behind Hamilton. Hamilton's going to be going on his own. Antonelli again. All over the gate. We'll see the replay here. So here we have it. Lock up by George Russell. No. So into turn one, Russell just has too much of a gap between him and Antonelli for Antonelli to try and put a move on in turn one. It's exciting stuff between the two Mercedes drivers. They are racing. Who knows what Toto Wolff is feeling right now. Russell also got very close to the wall of champions. These guys are pushing. I mean, the Mercedes now got a 4.5 second gap between the Mercedes of Antonelli and Verstappen. I mean, the biggest danger between these two is them taking each other out. Oh, Lando Norris has got an issue. He's in the pits. Terrible weekend for McLaren here. Piastri down in P18 after his contact with Albon. Now Norris. And also the terrible decision of bringing them both out on the intermediates to start the race, having to pit them in the first couple of laps. Oh, McLaren have got it so wrong this weekend. They've got it so wrong today in Canada. All the action is at the front between the two Mercedes drivers. Yeah, Kimi Antonelli is here to race, but you've got to remember, he's got another 50 laps. Relax, Kimi. Relax. Just pick your spot. Okay, just into the pit window now. We've got the window's probably the next six, push it to 7, maybe, laps. For if you are on a one-stop strategy, you're going to extend that as long as possible if you want to chuck on the hards. Oh, it's a lockup from George Russell. Kimi Antonelli, wheel to wheel again. Kimi couldn't make it stick, but that's what you got to do, Kimi. He's put the move. Is he going to make it stick down? He's got the boost. It's wheel to wheel. Whoa. Whoa. Are you seeing this, ladies and gentlemen? This is fantastic. Ah, yeah, Thane. Toto's just having his finger hovering over the Russell kill switch. Come on. This is brilliant racing from these two. Brilliant. Russell makes an error, locks up. Kimi goes wheel to wheel and just couldn't make it. Just couldn't get past. George Russell not giving an inch. I tell you, Russell does have his elbows out. He is not rolling over today. Dane says, if you would have told Ken Miles to relax, he would have won Le Mans. Oh, wait. He was robbed. Absolutely disgraceful. I wouldn't have done it. There's no way I would have done it. If I was Ken Miles, there's no way I'm bringing in all those 3-4 GTs in together. I'm like, nah. Sort it out between yourselves. I will ask for forgiveness later, but I'm taking the trophy home. You wouldn't have got me to do that. Yeah, I'd have been like, oh, I can't hear you. What? You want me to slow down? Slow down? Beep. I can't hear you. There's no way I'm doing that. You can tell me off afterwards, but I'm winning Le Mans. Damon says, do you think Ferrari have a power problem or an engine problem? Hamilton was on the team radio saying, come on, guys, give me more power. Whether it's a problem or it's just their ongoing problem of the Ferrari engine not having enough power. Could be that, to be honest. They just desperately need their ADUO, don't they? Because the Ferrari looks pretty good. Again, Kimi Antonelli having a sniff into turn 14. Wow. There's nothing between these two drivers. If anything, I mean, you know, Kimi's not going to stop trying to find this gap. He is definitely not rolling over. Could something happen in the pit stops? I don't know. Could the Mercedes crew decide to slow one of them down? I don't know. I doubt it. I think the racing's very, very real right now. Antonelli, fastest lap. Motor 659 says Mercedes are the Red Bull of 23 this year. Yeah, they look so dominant. If these two weren't racing each other right now, by the way, Russell and Antonelli, Verstappen is currently 5.7 seconds behind Antonelli. If they weren't racing each other, they'd probably be 10 seconds clear. 6 seconds. The more they race each other, Russell and Antonelli, the more Verstappen will gets a second back. Like, it's a consideration. Gemma, Queen of the Chat, says, be interesting to see if Russell pies the media again if Kimi takes it. Oh, I mean, he's not pulling away, is he? And if Kimi does find the overtake, and let's say he beats George Russell today, I don't know what George Russell's response is going to be. I mean, there's been some incredibly close racing. Kimi seems to be less risk averse. I mean, he's been dangerously close multiple times. I remember when Oscar Piastri had a little lockup last year with Lando Norris in the entire McLaren garage. You know, nearly. Well, they all went mental at him, didn't they? Team orders. George Russell, again, showing his experience here, just putting his car in the right place to shut the door on Antonelli. But Antonelli's now trying to go on the outside, but no. George Russell just having to work so hard to keep young Kimi Antonelli behind him. And he is doing, you have to say, doing a very, very good job. Showing his experience, knows exactly where to put that Mercedes to prevent Kimi Antonelli from putting an overtake on him. But Kimi is quick. He's all over the gearbox. It's brilliant driving by both of these two guys, actually. Tony says, oh, didn't mean that comment twice. Don't know what happened. What was... Have I missed a comment on you? Again, Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli's on the outside again now. He's done it. Oh, is he going to... Does Russell have a response? Brilliant. Kimi Antonelli saw the opportunity. The back marker just made George Russell have to hesitate slightly. And Kimi Antonelli took full advantage on the outside and put the move on him. I think Kimi Antonelli is already 6/10 now ahead of Russell. Will Russell show the same type of pace that Kimi Antonelli showed behind him? Can George Russell stay in contention? Kimi Antonelli already pulling away. 8/10 now. Wow. Antonelli, a second ahead of Russell now. I mean, fantastic driving from Kimi. Coming up to lap Norris. Or is it Piastri? It's Norris. So, coming up to lap Norris now. Kimi Antonelli, is the McLaren going to get away? No, of course not. He's going to let them past. Antonelli cleanly through, and yeah, he lifts off. Lando Norris does the right thing, lifts off, lets both McLaren drivers through. Hamilton off. Hamilton's not off. Did he go? Oh, did Hamilton make a mistake? Did he go wide? I didn't see it. Hamilton's still running P4 though. He's in the race. Yeah, Chef's right. Now Kimi disappears. Gareth says, George and Kimi, I hope this doesn't go to Prost versus Senna. I think everything, as the stakes get higher. Oh, Kimi Antonelli's done a massive lock-up. And now George Russell's taking the place from him. Kimi Antonelli's... Oh, wow. This was an unforced error from Antonelli. Can he get past Russell here? You got to keep your head, young one. Wheel to wheel again. Antonelli, they touched wheels. Antonelli took the position off George Russell. He's going to have to give that back. The gloves are off here. Wheel to wheel. I don't know whether Antonelli has to give that place back, though. Yes. He has to. Of course he does. He has to give the position back. Antonelli went off the track, gained advantage. Of course, he has to give the position back. Come on, George. He's done it. Antonelli said, why, mate? He pushed me off and I was ahead. Like, what's the point in giving the position back? Wow. Difference of opinion there. Kimi Antonelli didn't think he had to give that position back. I think he did, though, Kimi. I would say... So, the hairpin, proving to be a bit of a challenge for Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Wow, Kimi Antonelli's putting a move on Russell again. Is he going to make it stick wheel to wheel again? Oh, it's Russell closes the door again. Turn 14. Oh. Brilliant. What a show these Mercedes drivers are putting on. And we're only on lap 26, ladies and gentlemen. We're only on lap 26. What? This is some brilliant racing. I don't know. Who's next to put it in the wall? Russ says this is Prost versus Senna. Semma says Woody's going to be rattled. Gemma says Team Radio. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Too close at the moment, this is. That's what George Russell's saying. Too close. Trying to catch Okay, Kimi, we've got to tidy up this racing. We need to keep it clean. So Kimi's been told on his team radio that Kimi Antonelli needs to keep it clean. He won't like that. Kimi says, stop your racing, both cars. Wow, the pit wall is telling him to stop racing. Wow, it's going crazy. The team radio is going crazy. There's a lot going on. Toto Wolff's going to be going bonkers. So basically, if you caught any of that, what's happening is, over the radio right now, is the wall is saying, stop racing each other. Tidy up your racing to Kimi. And stop the wheel banging. Tidy up the racing. Wow. Toto Wolff not happy. A bit too far. I tell you what, though, so much racing, we're not even halfway through. Absolute gold, Gemma. You're right. Thane says it's Russell's the one that's pushing him off. That was Kimi Antonelli's assessment too. He said, "Why do I have to give the place back?" I tell you what, though, here's the thing that we've learned today. If anyone had any doubt about Kimi Antonelli having teeth, he's got teeth. The kid's got teeth. He's all over his gearbox again. I'm not sure Kimi Antonelli's got the memo. I am not sure Kimi Antonelli's got the memo. He's racing today, and I think he's pretty unhappy about yesterday. I mean, Kimi, I agree with Martin Brundle here. Kimi is just a little bit faster, I think, than George Russell. And when he's behind him, it's obvious. And the only reason why George Russell is back out in front of him again is Kimi made an error. So Kimi again overcooked. Kimi cannot get that hairpin right. He overcooks it. GameCat says, Kimi's a racer. Go get him, kid. Absolutely. Thane said, see, I told you once Matt broke overtake mode, Hamilton would drop like a rock. Well, yeah, Hamilton's now 4.8 seconds behind Verstappen. In fact, it's Leclerc you need to look on that battle, because Leclerc has managed to gain about 4 seconds. He was running 6 seconds behind Hamilton. They're still out on the softs, though, aren't they? That's why, look, everyone's out on the softs on lap 29. You know, they've gone beyond the pit window here. I think they're trying to stretch the softs out so they can get the mediums on. Yeah, Prodigy Hadjar. Running his own race, top 6. He'd be happy with that, I'm sure. Cola Pinto and Lawson doing well. Chef says, best time to pass Russell is now. After team orders, Kimi needs to pit first and defy team orders. Toto loves Kimi so much that Kimi could easily ask for forgiveness later. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Ask for forgiveness rather than permission. Exactly. It can get you in trouble sometimes, obviously. But if you're as a racing driver, I think that's the best policy. Race. But you just cannot crash into each other. Absolutely can't. Oh, George Russell's gone off. He didn't make the corner. Antonelli goes into P1. Oh, George Russell's out here. His car stopped. Russell is out. Wow. Yellow flag, and it's George Russell. What happened? Engine failure. He is furious. He is furious. He's slamming the car down. What did we say about this? George Russell. Kimi Antonelli goes on to win this race. That means Kimi has got like over a 40-point lead in the driver championship. Still a long way to go. The first virtual safety car. I thought there's going to be 3 today. The first one, George Russell furious. At least Kimi Antonelli now can stop punishing his car, stop punishing his tyres, and concentrate on stringing his laps together and finishing this race P1. I feel that George Russell, whatever's gone wrong with his car, engine failure, I feel he thinks that it's could have been caused from all of that. Reinhardt said, "Oh shit, man, just went to get a beer what the hell happened?" George Russell looks like he had an engine failure. Then you see him going across, cutting the corner and stopped on track. That's it. But there's been some brilliant racing between Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Brilliant racing. So, good time to pit. Virtual safety car. It's a cheap pit stop. I'm expecting everybody to take their pit stop now. Coming out on who's chucking the hards on and going to the end. Risk it for a biscuit. You should be able to do 37 laps on the hard tyre. You just did 31 laps on the soft. You'll be fine. So, yeah, this is the right time to come in for your pit stop. If Hope Ferrari are listening, they seem to get this wrong so often. Our Ferrari bringing you guys in. Verstappen in the pit. Yes, that Ferrari's it. Everyone's taking the right decision here to pit. Wow, George Russell's going to be furious. Gareth Williams says, "Shit, my niece gets £10. I bet on George to win." Yes. I mean, it would have been a good bet. He looked good, didn't he? Yeah, your niece, you got to pay up, Gareth. Your niece is going to get rich from all your bets this year. That's it. Good stuff. I love that. You get one driver, she gets 21 drivers. I think that's the right way to do it with your niece and nephews. Yeah, she gets everyone else. Kimi Antonelli, though, I wonder what Toto Wolff's going to say to both his drivers, even if Kimi... Engine failure. Martin Brundle stole my bloody phrase. He went, "It sounds like a bag of spanners." Yeah, the shot of Russell at his car. I mean, I tell you what though, George Russell smashing his car up. I would do that. Honestly, you're winning the race, you're leading the race, your car failed you, you've just been involved in an epic battle. Truthfully, I might have a little tantrum just for a second until I compose myself again. Yeah, that's disappointing. He's going to want to blame the world there, but engine failure. It happens. These engines are what, on their 5th race? This is about the time you're going to get them. Yeah, Garrick says, can't wait for the post-race. Absolutely. Well, track clear. We're racing again. Antonelli, 4.6 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Hamilton on looking like a podium now, 7.7 seconds there behind Verstappen. Hadjar up to P4, 3.5 seconds behind Hamilton. Maybe that's going to become the next interesting battle. Can Hadjar close the gap to Hamilton? Leclerc down to P5. Then we've got Colapinto, P6. Be his best ever finish in a Grand Prix if he can make P6 hold. Lawson, P7, he'd take that. In the Racing Bulls, he'd take a P7 finish. Gasly, P8. Norris, up to P9. Sainz, P10. Then we've got Behrman, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Bortoleto, Ocon, Perez, Stroll and Bottas. 4 retirees so far. Russell, Alonso, Albon and Lindblad. So Piastri's got a 10-second penalty coming. Ooh, Leclerc is all over the gearbox. This is your next fun battle. It's Leclerc and Hadjar. Leclerc is literally just 2/10 behind Hadjar right now. Leclerc oh, Hadjar defended against Leclerc. Leclerc nearly lost his front wing there. Apparently, Martin Brundle saying the move from Hadjar, it was too late. This could get investigated. But Hadjar does have Leclerc. He's got the right to defend, but if he does his defend too late into the move, it's problems. Race control might be looking at that. So, Charles Leclerc obviously unhappy about that defending move from Hadjar. Could get an investigation from the FIA, that one. We'll keep you informed if it does. We're watching it now from a different angle. Oh! He almost put Leclerc almost in the wall. Made 2 moves. Yeah, I think Hadjar's going to get penalised for that. So, this is getting exciting between Leclerc and Hadjar. They're still racing. They're still racing. Leclerc looking to find his moment, but they are still racing, these boys. So Hadjar has been noted about a yellow flag infringement, but that is separate to this incident between him and Leclerc. Hadjar could get in trouble here. Yeah, Thane says that's easy 10 seconds for Hadjar. I think you're right there, Thane. Yeah, Prodigy. Antonelli now, 6.3 seconds ahead of Verstappen. He just needs to take it steady now. George Russell may get a penalty for throwing the headrest out of the car in temper. This is close. I think Leclerc coming out of this corner. Hamilton apparently just starting to cut into Verstappen's lead over him now. Can Hamilton find some pace on these medium tyres? I do think the Ferrari seems to run better on the mediums comparatively to the rest of the field than they do on the softs comparatively to the rest of the field. Sainz up to P10 in the Williams. Yes, Russ Palmer. Okay, Charles Leclerc looking to put... This move's coming. This move... I mean, Hadjar, super aggressive with his defense. Is it going to be here? Is it going to be here? They both just fly past Stroll. Hamilton, fastest lap so far with a 1:15.285 is your current fastest lap. Don't forget, we are playing a little game. What's going to be the fastest lap of the race? Put your predictions in the chat. And also, which driver is going to be next to put it in the wall? Tell me in the chat who you think it's going to be. Are we going to get another safety car? Tony Morton says, what is Stroll doing? He's just tootling around at the back. Gemma says, I don't think anyone likes Russell. I like Russell. I like him. To a point, he's not my favourite driver, but I don't dislike him as a human being. He just reminds me of a prefect at a school, doesn't he? He's like the hall monitor. Prefect. He's got that about him. But I don't dislike him. He's just not my favourite. Oh, Adjar's under pressure now. Oh, Leclerc, he's done a switch. Oh, he's on the outside. Can he make it up? No, Hadjar closes the door again. Hadjar driving really well because Leclerc's Ferrari does look quicker than Hadjar's Red Bull. But he's closing the door and he's defending brilliantly. Well, apart from the double defend, which he's going to get a penalty for. So Norris up to P8 in the McLaren. Motor 659 loves the Red Bull wing opening is mighty. Yeah, it is. Tony Morton says, I still think Toto hit the kill switch on Russell. Don't. Oh, Charles Leclerc's made it stick. He's past Hadjar now. Turn 13. Just before turn 13. Okay, Leclerc still 6.4 seconds behind Hamilton. Hamilton 4.8 seconds now behind Verstappen. Hamilton is slowly catching Verstappen. Unless Verstappen's just taking it easy, cruising around. He's never going to catch Antonelli. So maybe just Verstappen maintaining a 5 second. Oh, yellow flag. Lando Norris. Failure. He's off. Right, that's the end of the day for Lando Norris. Just when he looked like he was pulling, going to score some valuable points there. No, unfortunately for Norris, the McLaren has failed him today. Yeah, Gasly. Gasly up to P8. Oh, you can hear it. That's the gearbox. Yeah, that McLaren, you can hear the gearbox grinding away. Did not sound pretty. Where's the rain, ladies and gentlemen? We were promised rain. Gareth says, Russell's good, but have you ever seen RoboCop? Yeah. Brilliant. What a movie that was in the 90s. Loved it. Yeah, Tonya, I think Hadjar is going to get a penalty. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. He defended twice, and you're only allowed to defend once. And then he didn't leave a car's width going into the turn. Kimi Antonelli again. I hear what Martin Brundle's saying. He's talking about what Toto was saying. It's you know, I get it. You're driving a Formula 1 car, you're leading the race, and you're doing brilliantly, but you cannot be on the team radio getting angry. It doesn't help. Tony Morton says Kimi and Hamilton hugging on the podium's only going to rub salt in the wounds for Russell. Russell's not going to be. Russell will be out. Will have left the. Will have left the circuit. Probably left by now. Probably chartered a private jet and away he goes. He's probably gone. Oh, McLaren, it's a horrible day for them. But it's great news. Look, horrible day for McLaren. Oh, Sergio Perez. Suspension failure. Perez is out. Yeah. I don't know whether he had contact with the wall or what happened, but he has got massive suspension failure at the front of that car. Oh, we're going to see it now. This is the incident. Oh, just failure. Wow. He wasn't even braking hard. Luckily, he was right next to the pits. So Perez didn't look like any contact at that point, under braking just before the pit lane. His right front suspension basically blew up. Big failure, that. That could have been horrible, actually. That could have happened at a different time, and that could have been horrible. Tony said, "What happened to Fernando Alonso?" Yeah, he retired. I don't know how many laps he did. He didn't have any. To be honest, I don't even know. He did 23 laps. I don't think there was an incident. I think it was just a mechanical failure, I think. Because we've not been seeing the pictures, you know, they've been focusing. Oh, there you go. George Russell giving Toto a cuddle. Toto went over to him and gave him a pat on the back. Hadjar under investigation. It's happening now. Yeah, there we go. So there you go. They've done it. 10-second time penalty. Yeah, Thane called it earlier. It was always going to be a 10-second penalty, that one. Not a surprise. But considering he's 40 seconds ahead of Colapinto, what does he care? Yeah, Tony, no surprise there at all. Reinhardt says, as it is why I say I don't like when some people try to make George out like he's a jerk. So shake that little kid's hand, even though he's super upset. Very cool, George. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm sure, look, I'm sure he's calmed down a bit now. Gemma says the Audi livery looking good. Yes, Callie Weed, absolutely. Oh, Callie Weed, Callie Wade. Callie Weed, something else. I lived in California. Callie Wade. Yeah, Hadjar could keep his position. Too far from Colapinto. Exactly. Oh, we've got another virtual safety. We've got a virtual safety car. 40's lap 46 out of 68. It's been a, tell you what, it's been an eventful race, this one. Oh, they're picking up some debris. So Prodigy said two safety cars. I said three. I don't think it's over yet. I think we could get more. I think we could get more here. Hamilton, though. Just 3 seconds between him and Verstappen. Lawson and Hulkenberg under investigation. I just saw that. That's the only thing about the Audi that looks good. Their livery. I mean, look, Audi are. I actually feel Audi have gone backwards since Wheatley's left. I felt that Wheatley was a good influence on that team. Thane says, I know you said calm down. Hamilton isn't going faster. He's good. He was over 5 seconds behind Verstappen. Now he's 3 seconds. 5-second penalty for Bottas. So Hamilton's got he has clawed 2 seconds, over 2 seconds actually, out of that gap between him and Verstappen. 20 laps. I mean, now he could do it. Leclerc 7.9 seconds now behind behind Hamilton. I mean, if you look at Hamilton, he's putting in some purple mini sectors, still putting in some green mini sectors, which means he's going fastest of all. Oh, George. He said everything stopped. George is actually being very honest here. George said he loved the racing with Kimi Antonelli. He's not angry about it at all. He said he loved it. It reminded of his karting days. He also said that the car just switched off. So it wasn't an engine failure. It just, everything turned off. So when you were saying Toto Wolff and his kill switch, that's literally what happened to the car. That's literally what happened to the car. Hamilton now, just 2.2 seconds behind Verstappen. I told you he was catching him, Thane. He's catching him right in front of us. He was over 5 seconds behind him. Hamilton catching Verstappen. Oof. And actually, and go back to your point about the Jonathan Wheatley thing. I think Jonathan Wheatley, the reason why I say Audi are the worst for it, it's obviously not to do with, you know, the 1,000 people working in the factory. It's to do with the race weekends. It's the fact that last race weekend, Nico Hulkenberg and Bonotto were falling out, fighting. The communication wasn't great from the team to everyone else, as in like the fans. And I think, I don't know, I just feel that Wheatley was, when he was there, I think the drivers liked him. And I think he handled things pretty well. Good man manager is my point. And, you know, a good man manager is useful, especially on race weekends. So Verstappen's got a problem with tyre temp. So Verstappen complaining there of tyre temperature, losing tyre temperature. And obviously affecting his lap time here. Whereas Hamilton doesn't seem to be having that problem. I mean, the gap is nothing now, 2 seconds. So the next exciting battle we're going to see is going to be Hamilton trying to put an overtake on Verstappen. Wow, we could see Hamilton in a real... But we like wheel-to-wheel racing, and Verstappen and Hamilton should provide us with a little bit of entertainment. We've still got 17 laps left, ladies and gentlemen. Where does a tyre change put Max? Fifth. It'd put him fifth. If Max, gets a new rubber on, he'll be fifth. He'll come out in front of Colapinto, but behind Hadjar. Exactly, Prodigy. Hammy might get P2. I mean, there's been a lot of factors and crazy twists and turns in this race that have allowed that to happen, but he hasn't done it yet. But he is down under 2 seconds, the gap. Well, listen, this is where the excitement is in this race right now. We're looking for the excitement. Antonelli, 7 seconds clear at the front from Verstappen. All Antonelli has to do is keep his head down, go past the back markers when required, don't do anything stupid, stay nice and calm, and drive his race. Doesn't need to push, does he? He just needs to be consistent and calm. Another virtual safety car. Wow. Double yellow flag. What's happened? Who's hit the wall? So Hadjar's coming into the pit, cheap pit stop. If I was Verstappen and I've got that problem, I'd do the same thing. Ooh. Who's... Piastri's going to get some fresh rubber on. Served his 10-second penalty, got it out of the way. Oh, Piastri. His contact early on with Albon was Piastri's fault. Definitely 10-second penalty. Albon's obviously going to be furious with Piastri right now. All right, track clear. Let's go. Hadjar served his penalty now. He's just going to be going around the track on his own, I think. Ah, Charles Leclerc saved it, though. So Leclerc has got that's why he's trying. So we just showed us the footage of Leclerc. He saved it. He lost the rear end, caught it, but he's now literally tootling around on his own. Hamilton, just 1 second now between him and Verstappen. This is where the action is right now. We've got 13 laps left. Oh, Hadjar looks like it could be more penalties for him as well. But this is it. This is where the action is. Who would you give driver of the weekend? You got to factor in the whole weekend. Tell me, we're in the last 12 laps. Who do you... Tell me your nominations, not for driver of the race. Factor in the entire weekend. We've watched it all together. Who is your driver of the weekend? And who is your dipstick of the weekend? Get them in the chat. I want to see who your votes are for. This is it. Hamilton, can he do it? This is the race right now. Antonelli 6.6 seconds. Thad. Ooh. The game cat, Colapinto, he's got to be in the conversation. Got to be. Alonso can't get it, Gemma. He's out. Surely not. Didn't finish. Oh, yeah, before he went out. Yeah. Hamilton. Colapinto's got to be in the conversation. He's done brilliantly well. I mean, without Hadjar, all of Hadjar's penalties, he might have been considered. Thane, dipstick, 100%. Russell. He had a good weekend until that point, though. Jimbo's giving driver of the weekend to Lewis. Russ Palmer, driver of the weekend, Hamilton. For me, Scott, driver of the weekend, Lewis. But he has done. But if he gets back, he's all over the gearbox of Verstappen. This is where the race is right now. Lewis Hamilton, can he find a moment? Racing Max, though. Max knows exactly where to put that Red Bull. Oh, Hamilton's doing it now. Hamilton blocked it, but that... Here it is now. Hamilton's gone. Oh, he's trying to make the move there. Into turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 now. It's close. Mr. Tink says, I'm swapping Leclerc for my mother. Dipstick has cleared the McLaren pit wall. Yeah, absolutely, chef. Yeah, Tony Morton. Yeah, Hadjar has been driving the car. He's driving the wheels off the car. Hadjar shown he's quick. The problem is he has. He's going to get another penalty. Another one coming up for another too many infringements. Damon says Lewis P2. We could see it. Hamilton and Verstappen. Straight past the Cadillac. Lapping the Cadillac with ease. Obviously. 10 laps to do it, Lewis, if you're going to do it, son. Drive the weekend, Hamilton. I'm sure Ham will have Verstappen PTSD, Thane said. It's not, listen, I don't care who you are. Even if you've got, more pace, getting past Verstappen is exactly where to put this car. Lewis, it's going to be a challenge. This is going to be tricky. We've got to really want to be looking at coming down after turn 11. I mean, Hamilton does love this track. So, round the hairpin. Not close enough. He's asking for more power, Hamilton. Again. I need more power, mate. How many times do we hear him say that? I need more power, mate. Give him more power. Flatlander's getting excited. The Late Shift Sports Show. If anyone has a chance to go to Salzburg, Austria, I highly recommend going to the Red Bull Museum. They have F1 cars there, even the old Sauber V10. Free to see it too. I would definitely go and do that. 100%. 2021 vibes, Rod, F1 fan says. Oh, don't. Only in 2021, as soon as Verstappen got past Hamilton on that fresh rubber, it was... wasn't really the same, was it? Hamilton on his old tyres. This is different. I believe Hamilton's got a chance of actually getting past him here. I mean, Hadjar in the top 5, even though he's had his infringements, he'll be delighted. 2 Red Bulls in the top 5, they'll be delighted with that. Thane says Max probably bored, kind of like when you give your son some gloves to move around a bit, but you aren't in real danger. Well, Hamilton, second behind Max now. He's going to have to close the gap if he wants to put a move on him, obviously. He's got 8 laps to do it. I mean, Antonelli, we haven't seen a peep from Antonelli. We've not even seen him on track for the last 20 laps. Antonelli out in front, tootling round, fastest lap of the race, 8.7 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Should be just straightforward now. Flatlander says, I like these regs. I think the tweaks have helped, haven't they? Tony Morton's predicting that Hamilton is conserving his battery for a late move on Verstappen. Absolutely. I mean, Hamilton can be patient. Right? He's going to try and choose his moment. He needs to get closer, though. That's for sure. He's Where is he at now? 7.5 tenths. Yeah, the tweaks certainly closed the pack up, Mr. Jinx says. Gasly looking for something against Lawson. Oh, yeah, Gasly and Lawson. There's only, what, 5 tenths? We should be... Well, why did it show us a bit of that battle? That's going to be coming up. 6-7 finish for Alpine. Oh, here it is. Oh! Max moves to the outside. Here we go. I think Hamilton's close enough now. He's close enough now, and he does it. That was a beautiful move from Hamilton round the outside of Max Verstappen. Beautiful move. That was a brilliant move. Clean. Max, brilliant driving as well. It was a great, great move. Both drivers, because Max could have made a mistake there and put Hamilton in the wall. Hamilton, this could be the first time we see Hamilton finish P2 in a Ferrari. His highest previous finish before was P3. Oh, Hulkenberg having a little spin there. Having a little spin in the Audi. So here we are. This is Hamilton's move. Leaves racing room, that's true, Max. Lewis's mum, incredibly happy about that. I mean, this you can never rule out Verstappen. Verstappen is within striking distance now of Hamilton. Within half a second. Verstappen is not rolling over here. Verstappen is not just rolling over here. He's trying to bring the fight back to Lewis. 5 laps left. Looks good, barring some sort of crazy incident. I think Antonelli does have this race sewn up. Hadjar serving his penalty. Kimi Antonelli 10 seconds out in front now. 10 seconds clear. Prodigy says, I can see a late overtake by Max. You know, you can never rule him out. What do they call him? Chucky. That's what he said last year. He said, I'm like Chucky. And he's doing it again. He's all over the gearbox of Hamilton. Max Verstappen could respond here with 5 laps to go. Good night saying Toto Wolff hit the kill switch on George Russell's Mercedes. It did, everything just stopped. That's what George Russell said, by the way. He said the whole car just turned off. Wasn't even like a mechanical failure. Oh, Max had a little lock up there. Lost a few tenths there. He locked up. Tonya says, I do not want to see Lewis' mum during the race. Jesus, especially not in the big window. Tonya. Yeah, Harry's talking about Hamilton's reputation and experience. He is the tyre whisperer. He is a tyre whisperer. He is able to get the best out of his tyres for a long time. And maybe that's coming into play now. Verstappen losing a little bit of time now. Oh, he's staying. He's keeping it exciting. 4 laps to go. 7 tenths behind Hamilton. No limits. Hope to God Hamilton keeps this second place. He deserved it. The Ferraris will dominate Monaco. Quick round the corners. Well, Monaco's going to be winning qualifying, isn't it? Always is. Monaco's always winning qualifying. So, if they can be quick, Charles Leclerc, you can't. He's brilliant in qualifying normally. He's not had a great time of it yesterday and today. But this is good news. I mean, look, it's encouraging for Hamilton. Yes, to even get a podium. The two McLarens having the weekend they've had. George Russell having his car fail, DNF as well. So, yes, it has all played into Hamilton's favour. But, a podium's a podium. A P2 is a P2. And for Ferrari to have two cars in the top four, they'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. Rod F1 fan says, Hail Mary, last lap, last corner, dive for Max. If he's close enough, I think he'll have a look. Yeah, if he's close enough. Pierre Gasly and Liam Lawson both going off the track there. But Lawson still holding on to his position. Don't forget, get your verdicts in. Driver of the weekend. Who you think was driver of the weekend? Who you feel was the dipstick of the weekend? Who's had a shocker? Who do you feel deserves the dipstick award this weekend? Let me know in the chat. Callywad, Hamilton. I think if he finishes P2, he's got to be in the conversation. Dropshoes rooting for Max here. It's a good question. How long has it been since Red Bull have scored? I've had two cars in the top five. It's got to be since Checo, right? Oh, I tell you, Hamilton and Verstappen. It's not over yet. 2 laps. 2 laps. It only takes a lock-up from Lewis. He has pulled out a little bit of a gap, though. 1 second between Verstappen and Hamilton. Last lap, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Antonelli, though, listen, congratulations. Antonelli's going to take the checkered flag. Final lap now. This is the last lap. Antonelli is going to be your race winner. Verstappen. Oh, there could be a last corner dive here from Verstappen. Definitely going to the end. They've got back markers. He's coming up behind Oscar Piastri now. Hamilton is. Could Piastri cause a problem here? The back markers could. No, he's done the right thing. Piastri staying well out of it. Slowed down, allowed Hamilton straight through and Verstappen as well. Here it is. The young man, Kimi Antonelli, coming round to take the checkered flag. Congratulations, Kimi Antonelli. Congratulations, Kimi. Some hell of a race between him and George Russell. If you have only just joined us, you need to go and look at Lewis Hamilton, P2, Max Verstappen, P3. The first time in Ferrari colours that Lewis Hamilton has managed to get a P2. Previous best was a P3. Fantastic result for Lewis Hamilton. Yes. Hadjar, P5, Leclerc, P4, Colapinto, P6, Lawson, P7, Gasly, P8. Sainz gets a point for the Williams, P9. Behrman, would you believe it? In the Haas sneaks in a point. P10, Piastri P11, Hulkenberg P12, Bortoletto P13, Ocon P14, Stroll P15, Bottas P16. Those are your finishes. Everyone else was DNF'd. What a race. The Mercedes of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. I think Toto Wolff's going to be having some words with both of his drivers. Yeah, I think Toto Wolff will be having words with both of his drivers. Very close racing, wheel-to-wheel contact. Could have gone another way, but let's take nothing away from Kimi Antonelli. That's 4 Grand Prix wins in a row for Kimi Antonelli, extending his World Driver Championship lead, I think, to over 40 points now. Lewis Hamilton praising his team there, delighted with the P2. He knows the reality, though. He knows it's McLaren, not being able to be competitive today, not finish the race, the wrong tyre choices, Lando Norris's DNF. He also is fully aware of George Russell was so quick. Unfortunately, failure for him. So Kimi, look, so it's flattering. P2 for Hamilton is flattering. He knows that, but he will still take it. It's motivating for the team. It's motivating for him. It's good news. It's good news. McLaren team for dipstick of the weekend. Thanks, Rod F1 fan. Toto's kill switch confirmed, Thane said. I mean, look, the car just turned itself off. Very, very eventful, ladies and gentlemen. I've really enjoyed it. I need to go and get a drink. I need to go have a nice, glass of water. It's been a great weekend. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the watch-alongs with me. It's been really, really cool. I will be back with a video tomorrow. There'll be a roundup video. And, of course, your Formula One news Monday night. 7:30 GMT. I will see you all then. I am sweating. Right, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ta-ta.